quite interesting how the brain tends to be one of the most complex organs in the entire human body.
Shelly, can I come in?
What is it, Mom?
What in tarnation are you doing in here?
Well, I'm getting ready to perform a medical procedure.
And since when do you have a medical license?
Well, I assure you, it's going to be very, very safe.
Well,
I know what I'm doing when it comes to doing anything scientific.
Well, all I know is that you better be careful.
Okay, well, I will be careful. They must think they have an infinite tardy pass with a slow mentality. They're definitely going to have a slow mentality after this procedure. Well, there you are. What took you so long? You're 5 minutes late, again. Well, the reason why I needed you over here so urgently is because I needed to have an important discussion with you. So, you see, the last time we did a series of tests on your auditory cortex, but this time I want to do something that's a little bit more involved, you might say. Are you familiar with what a lobotomy is? No, you can't leave now. I have a $5 bill for you, which should cover all cost after this procedure until you probably get institutionalized. Well, you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay here and let me perform this on you because you agreed to do this a long time ago. Well, let me just explain to you what's going to happen. So, using this brain model, you can see that right here is the frontal lobe of the brain. Now, the history of this procedure started all in the 1940s when a man named Walter Freeman began doing this type of procedure where he would take an ice pick and basically go through the eye socket into the soft white matter and sever it, and then that would really, supposedly help with depression, and you seem to have some of that. You don't really seem to have a personality at all, so I thought you'd be the perfect candidate for this type of procedure. His last name was Freeman, but he didn't do much freeing of men. He did quite the opposite, actually. Well, anyways, I'm hoping that this might have a different kind of result on you, and like I said, you're going to be getting $5 for this, which could buy you at least 5 Cokes, and I know you love Coke and will do anything for Coke. The drinking kind, of course, not the kind that makes you actually insane. Well, before we do anything, I'm going to have to get into proper attire because there is no way on this entire earth that I'm going to be touching your face or anything having to do with another human body without protection, so bear with me while I put this on. I even brought a lab coat from school just to show you how serious I am about this procedure type of thing. Now, normally I'm just involved in the scientific, analytical part, but today is going to be a very hands-on experiment. I'm realizing that if I'm going to make some type of groundbreaking discovery or, get any kind of profit, I'm going to have to be more hands-on, of course, with protection, like I stated before. Now, basically what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to fill up this bottle with a certain anesthetic treatment that I'm going to have you consume by mouth. So what this anesthetic is going to do is just going to leave you in a bit of a state of mind that is, well, dreary, quite dreary. So let me go ahead and get that going for you. And I'm also going to be giving you a shot. No, this is not a Coke. This is quite the opposite. It doesn't make you in the slightest awake. It makes you very, very sleepy. This is the bubbly anesthetic. So if you want to go ahead and take this, it takes a couple minutes for it to get working, so go ahead and drink up, okay? Drink that up. There you go. Perfect. Well, first things first, I need to listen to your heartbeat because that's important. I need to make sure that you're alive, okay? Okay, breathe in for me. Go in and out. And one more time. Out. Can you please try to be a bit more still? In. Out. Okay, I think your heart rate is fine. It shouldn't be any cause of problems during this procedure. Anyways, does that taste okay? Well, I hope it does, because it's Coke. I lied to you, but I did put something extra special in there that will make the effect happen. And before I do anything else, I'm going to give you this anesthetic shot, which is basically going to numb all the pain away in your left eye, because that is what I'm going to be putting this in. So I'm going to hold your face right here, and I'm just going to insert this into the left eye socket. There incision above the eyelid, okay? This is very, very sharp, but I promise you won't feel anything because it's so sharp. This is a sterile kitchen steak knife. So I'm going to just hold your face right here. Thank the Lord I have gloves on. Okay, I'm just going to do that. Alright, that should be good. There's a little bit of blood, but don't worry. I also forgot to mention this tool. This is basically a hammer that is going to be used in this ice pick, so that way when I am dissolving the white matter fibers, it just helps to break things up, so it should work fine. Okay, well, I think I'm almost ready. I'm about 99.9% sure that this procedure will go well. But, oh wait, I have something that I needed to tell you. I almost forgot. So, you like hanging out with me, right? I mean, who wouldn't? There's tons of benefits. I don't even think I could count them. Well, I'm going on the most creative endeavor to start a Patreon. Now, what will you be getting over on Patreon? Well, let me just tell you, on Patreon, you will be seeing more of me, but I promise you 1 to 2 extra exclusive Tingle People videos every single week. That could be 4 to 8 videos every single month. The best part about it is that it's only $5 a month, and they're all ad-free videos, and who wouldn't want ad-free videos? And you get to hang out with me more, so I don't blame you if you want to. Now, I don't know if that's a steal or not, but I'll let you decide. All the details are in the description box down below. I recommend you check it out, but we've got to get back to business now. Okay, are you ready? Well, it's now or never, so I choose now. You're going to want to look right into my eyes, okay? And you're going to want to be super, super still. Okay, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it right through your eye socket, okay? Just stick it right up there. Perfect. Oh, I already know I'm doing such a good job. Now, I'm just going to for that a little bit. Okay, and get that going. Alright. I already feel the white matter. Interesting. Can you still speak? Thought so. Okay, I'm going to just lightly take this out now. Okay, how are you feeling? Non-responsive. Okay, well that's definitely something that's interesting. We're going to be performing a questionnaire now because, well, you're lobotomized now, and we have to see if you're going to have to be institutionalized or not. So we better get started. It's probably a good idea for you to go ahead and take some ibuprofen as well. This is the generic version, but it does virtually the same thing. The way things are nowadays is it's just a lot of branding. Okay, here, take this. Open your mouth. I might have to open it for you. Okay, open. Keep it open. Perfect. I'm going to have you take 3 of these because you're going to need all of the pain relief. Okay. Perfect. Now let's get started on the questionnaire. Alright, Frankenstein. Let's begin this questionnaire. So, can you tell me your name? Not my name, your name. Okay. That's not your name, as I figured. We're yielding some type of result. You can still speak verbally. Do you know what year it is? Wrong answers are to be expected. Well, if we went 100 years ahead, we'd be there, but we're not. Okay, can you count backwards from 10? Okay, do it without drooling, though. Okay. are we both just lying to each other? As expected. Okay. Do you perceive whispers as pleasant, terrifying, or you just don't recognize them at all? Interesting. If I tap your head twice, does it echo? Would you describe the room as spinning, stable, or located in another dimension? All answers are applicable. Okay. As I figured, well, the lobotomy has been quite successful, and you have a much better personality now, dare I say. Well, there you go. You have $5. Now you can buy yourself 5 Cokes at least. And for the meantime, hopefully things don't worsen, or you might be institutionalized. Though I don't suspect that'll happen with someone like you, because they could never contain you. Anyway, my last question for you is, what do you see when you see this cat? Are you terrified, or are you interested, or are you relaxed? Understandable. Okay, well, before you go, I'm going to check your heartbeat one more time to make sure that you're still, of course, alive. So, breathe in for me. And then back out. You're very much more obedient. That's definitely an improvement with this treatment. Okay, again, in and out. Okay, well, as far as I can tell, you're still breathing and your heart is still beating. So that's definitely a plus. Well, if you're going to be getting around, you're going to have to be able to see. So don't look at this light. Instead, look at these fingers that I'm holding up and tell me how many I'm holding up. An infinite amount of fingers, that's weird. Okay, I'm going to switch my hands now. How many am I holding up? I just added one more, it's not that hard. Okay, well, you're definitely going to need a visit to the optometrist because, well, I haven't done my research on that one yet, but I hope you enjoy your lobotomy. Well, do you have any concerns for me? Because I will be able to answer them if it is a scientific question, of course. Well, the only thing that I would suggest for you to do is to not drool all over the carpet. Frankenstein. Is that going to be your new nickname? Frankenstein? Perhaps. Anyways, please don't do that, especially on this carpet. My mom will be very mad. Okay, well, I'll let you take home in this bottle of ibuprofen along with your pay. Consider this a bonus. Here you go. Now, are you going to need me to walk you home? Or call an Uber? Well, I'm far too busy to walk you home, so the Uber's going to be the only option. Okay, well, the door's that way if you can get up.